Welcome back to Trumbull Valley. I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble figuring out what I want to do next because the Trumbull Valley storyline is not yet complete. I still need to finish Ray Santos and Mickey Wilkerson's storylines. And I'm trying to see how that naturally progresses because if it is still busted for some players, I'm hoping it's busted for me so that I can sort of see exactly what's going on and figure out if I can fix it. So while I'm waiting for the next official Trumbull Valley story mission to spawn, first off, I should get away from my base because everyone is firing their guns all at the same time. At some point, I do want to move to the farmland compounds, so, you know, I should get there eventually. It takes 3,500 influence, though.
Swinging by to meet up and chat?
There's another wandering trader. I feel like I've honestly, been going after every trader I see, and I'm kind of out of stuff that I need to buy. And I'm also running low on influence. I've got 1,000 influence right now, but I do still want to upgrade this food outpost, which is going to take 2,000. I do eventually want to move into the farmland compound, which will take 3,500. And, I need to upgrade this farm. So we'll do that. I think everything else inside my base is kind of where I want it. I don't have any outstanding upgrades that I need to make. I could up my morale by cleaning the latrine. So, yeah, I think what I want to do... So, I've got my legacy mission here, just ready to go. I'm just going to ignore it for now because I don't want to end the game early. I'm in the same boat as, a lot of people who want to have forever communities. They just sit there and avoid the legacy, which makes perfect sense. I understand that motivation. So, my least favorite Enclave mission is right here, but it is a way to get a lot of influence real fast, so maybe that's what we'll do. I'm trying to remember how long I was playing Chima last time. Is he about to run out of steam? Let's take control of Nines. Because I don't think we've run around as her yet. Yeah, she's still got whatever gun she spawned in with, I think. So, let's get her equipped, including with a gun that we don't mind losing. A Hunter's Bolt Scout. That's not too bad. What else do we have for her, though? Arctic Warrior. 2 Arctic Warriors. I'm going to salvage one of them. I realize that some folks like to give 50 cals to their entire community. That's just kind of not my style, so... I do like the Scar H.
We've got an issue over here. Can you come help us out?
The zombie veterans want to move. That might actually be interesting. This is a very loud base, it's turning out. Maybe I should move into the Tranquility Factory. I think that means that they want to move out, right? I don't remember this mission arc very well. Okay, so let's grab her something that's a little cheaper to fire. I don't think I need to, fight a plague heart or anything. Can you even hear me over this racket? Okay, how about a Vector? Let's give her a Vector and some 45. What kind of sidearm does she want? Let's see here. This is a 9mm. She could just have, submachine guns, dual wielded, and some heals. Do we want anything else? Oh yeah, we want a gun to give away. What gun do we not care about? A civilian Uzi. How about this damaged M17? Oh, wait a minute. Let's unload it. Yeah, this feels right. Oh, wait, one more thing. I should probably... Yeah, I do have a suppressor. It's kind of a fancy suppressor. I wonder. Let's take this brake off, put it on the larger, fancier gun. Let's put my suppressor on the gun with the cheaper ammo, which, by a small margin anyway, is the 9mm. Okay, let's get the crap out of here.
See you later.
Which car do I want to take? Who's got gas? You got gas? I got enough gas. Okay, while I'm out here, I'm also on the lookout for food. Guns and Guns, the devoted defenders. All right, let's do it. We're gonna talk to Nardos. I love this guy's name is Nardos. It's a great name. Oh, get off. Wait, did that guy get hit by the wall, or did he get sniped by one of my friends? I can't tell. Okay, even though... Well, I'm kind of surprised it's that direction. I'm kind of bad with my sense of direction. But yeah, no, that's right. I guess Marshall does kind of bend to the right as you travel west. And so something that is... Yeah, north of me would be there. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Oh, no one, you're stuck with a loading screen? That sucks. I've got no idea what to do about that. I'm sorry. Oh, hello there, Ruby Eye, and Cogs has joined us as well. And someone got deleted by a moderator. I'd love to see it. Delete everyone, Raneth Cord. No, wait, no, don't delete everyone. Okay, so yeah, we got a gun. We're gonna head up here. We gotta remember to put our other guns away before we give them the gun, just in case, because I'm absolutely paranoid. So yeah, hopefully, over the course of this session, we can find enough ways to earn influence. Is this the same? Is this the same place? Oh, it's right next door to where I got somebody killed, isn't it? Wasn't this a hostile enclave earlier? I feel like it was. All right, let's just drop our own guns off.
Welcome back.
Hey there. Nardos.
Hello, my friend. Ray Santos here, calling for help as promised.
Ray Santos.
Would you mind coming by to lend me a hand?
Hey, thanks. See you soon, I hope.
So these guys now have the encouragement radio command. Let's remind myself which one that is. I think that is the one that helps with fatigue. Okay, so if I get fatigued, I gotta remember. Actually, if I get injured, I should remember. I've got these options up here, though they do cost influence, and influence is what I'm trying to, you know, earn right now. But let's definitely make some progress on the Ray Santos deal.
Let's meet up at that same clinic where you took me before.
Over here?
See you soon.
There we are. All right. Let's go. I'm coming for you, Ray.
We needed help, the sheriff stepped up. The least we can do is drop off a little something from time to time.
Though, because I know a few things about the way this story goes, am I really helping Ray? I mean, he asked me to come and get him, but if I progress the storyline, long term, is that in his interest? I mean, if video game characters really are alive, like, I don't know, Tron characters or Free Guy characters, maybe he doesn't want me to progress this storyline. Maybe he's, like, screaming inside, unable to control what he says, and he's secretly going, no, 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 please don't help me, please, I don't want to die. But he's locked inside his own brain. Nothing he can do about it. He can only take comfort in the knowledge that there are 11 million other games out there where he still persists, where he still hasn't died yet. Yeah, sure this car can climb this hill. Absolutely, what's wrong?
Hello there.
Yeah, yeah, so Red of Cord, I definitely think that this character's name is pronounced Nina's. I'm pretty sure that is, you know, what she was called as a kid. I feel like it might be entirely possible that she goes by Nines as an adult because nobody could ever pronounce it right. So I think probably both are potentially legitimate. I had a similar thing. I went exclusively by Jeffrey as a kid, but when I went to elementary school, I could not get people to call me Jeffrey. They only called me Jeff. And I spent most of my life as Jeff just because I could not get anyone to change it, so I just leaned into it.
Trying to accept that I can't keep running all over the valley.
Oh,
I need to set up a central supply hub and let people come to me. I know just the place, but I'm afraid moving in won't be easy.
okay. I forgot to put dialogue blockers on this scene, so you can talk to him in the middle of his dialogue, which just always feels disconcerting. That happened with Tressy's final mission too, actually. Let me just take a note real quick. Dialogue blockers, Tressy and Ray. 5 and 2. All right.
Will you help me check out a location in Spencer's Mill? I think it's the right place for me.
Absolutely, I'll help.
Thanks, friend. I owe you one.
This could get a little messy, I'm afraid.
But
I want
this
to
isn't
try
the way
going
out.
back to my little church. With all that's going on, it feels like the right place for me. It's not far.
It's still kind of funny to me that
This might be valuable.
a lot of Ray's dialogue is classic old dialogue that's just left over from the fact that that voice has been in the game from day one.
Okay, this stuff is heavy.
And so, like, when the actor playing Ray was consciously playing Ray, he gave him kind of a tired, cracking voice. But before he played Ray, he was just, I'm pretty sure, and just another voice in the game, or at least before he played Ray in this position. He was, you know, another enthusiastic, energetic voice. And so you'll hear Ray go back and forth between, oh, I'm a sick old man, but, you know, I'm just going to power through it, to, hey, how you doing? Just abruptly in the middle of a conversation. And it's, there wasn't really another way to do it
Definitely heard that.
and have it be remotely affordable to make this game, but it's still fun to me. I'll grab the note, why not? Oh no.
Every which way.
Oh, I never bothered to grab a more interesting melee weapon. Oh well. Let's drop off more. I do have more electronics. I feel like I was looking for that at some point. I don't care about this note. I'll make it go away. And I guess we'll put a couple stackables in here, even though I usually don't. All right, let's go, Ray. Oh, it also occurs to me, I would like to pick up some food. Let's go buy the swine and bovine on our way. Ray, you don't mind if we make like a food stop?
What makes this church so special to you?
I was baptized
come on.
there. In fact, there's been a Santos going to that church every Sunday since my grandfather came to Trumbull. Lately, another family has been living there, taking care of the place for me. But I lost touch with them a few days ago. I'm afraid something terrible might have happened.
What?
I knew I didn't have the strength to deal with it myself.
What is happening right now?
Heads closing in.
What is going on? Oh, okay. Well, we've got something. I think we might have a thumbnail. Okay. What if I switch weapons? Okay. Okay. It's gone now. Zaya Penumbra says, well, you gotta stretch.
Let's watch ourselves in here.
Okay, we'll take it slow.
Zion Penumbra wants to know if there are YouTubers that we particularly like watching playing our game. Well, so each of us has kind of got our own favorites. I know Mark Lautenbach in particular watches tons of streamers, mostly on Twitch. And so he's got a lot of recommendations that he could make if you were able to track him down. A couple of my favorites that I subscribe to are Brian Menard, who lately he bought a disc copy of the game and he's been playing the 2018 version of State of Decay on his stream, which is terrifying, and I don't like to watch it, but I like to watch him. He's a really cool guy and good at his job. Sunny Games is another one that I really enjoy. He likes to, you know, sometimes he'll leak stuff or, you know, report on things that, you know, I'm not that interested in talking about. Sometimes he'll even quote me, and I'm like, oh, crap. Did I say something wrong? But I don't know. Maybe I just like him because I'm flattered that he quotes me
I
sometimes.
guess that's everything here.
No, that's not it. He's he's actually really good and
Coast
informative.
is clear.
Who else? I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody that I follow all the time on YouTube.
Yikes. Too loud.
Ranhoth Cord here in our chat. He actually he makes videos. You can check him out. Cogs, I actually don't remember the details of Ray's history, so I can't give you anything on that. Sorry. Okay, so we've got food. At some point, it's going to be morning, and people are going to eat. I want to make sure there's enough in our coffers, enough in our granary to keep our folks going. But this route back to the church is so familiar. I drove this route so many times in the original State of
I have a very
Decay.
bad feeling about this.
You would park your car here if you wanted, to automatically teleport rucksacks into your supply locker. Uh-oh.
Yes, that's a screamer, all right.
Where? There you are. Oh, well, Ray, I guess you got that one. Clown zombie!
I need a break.
Who else? Nope. All right, somebody's still in here.
Careful if there's that over there.
Ow! Take this. Just keep coming. I forget, this place is built like a base, like a player base, which means it's got walls, and a lot of the exterior space counts as the site.
Just trying to start a family, and I couldn't be here to help them. I am sorry, my friends. I will restore this church in your memory.
I really am sorry about all of this.
I have no words. I cannot thank you enough for all your help. Once this church is restored, it should be a fitting place for me to continue my work. And don't you be a stranger. You're part of the Trumbull family now.
See you later.
Okay, so Ray Santos is now back at the
Please tell
church.
me you haven't forgotten what we talked about.
Oh, shut up, zombie veterans. Who are you? Oh, this is not... Okay,
I'm
this
headed
wasn't
over
the
there now.
zombie trappers. When I first heard it, I thought it was the zombie trappers. And so I thought it was these guys looking for a new base. I was like, yeah, you'll empty out the Tranquility Factory. That's not how it's going to work. It's these guys who want a new base. I mean, again, I am looking for influence, so probably a good idea. Though, maybe I should stop off and grab a toolkit. Yeah, I'll stop off and grab a toolkit at my outpost first. Fix this car, then we'll go help these folks. But at least I think that their expiration timer should pause while I've got the mission highlighted. So I shouldn't be at risk of pissing them off. Though I guess... Oh wait, this is the wrong direction. I guess killing hostiles also earns you influence, so maybe it's fine if they just get angry. I can still get something out of them. I don't know. Airy Twitch says I can never park at the church without crashing. Still can't. That's funny. That's actually one thing that Brian Menard does. He tends to hit the wall in front of him when he's trying to stop his car. He's just very enthusiastic. Oh, I should actually drop more stuff off here. What was I getting? I was getting a toolkit. That's right. And I guess I could probably grab a gas... Oh, I don't have a gas can in here. That's fine. I can get one later, too, if I need one. All right. And then I'm also going to want to pull things out of
This
here.
place feels like home.
Not that. Oh, have I told you how much I hate the way vehicle inventories work? I really hate the way vehicle inventories work. I'm so frustrated by it. I lost an argument, and I have to live with the consequences forever. So X Cap'n says, could we get some nice hordes of just clown zombies? That would be truly terrifying. I actually really like that idea. I you know, there's not a great way to do it. In fact, some players react badly to any kind of zombie in an interesting getup. But if we could somehow make it an option, I think that could be pretty fun. Okay, I think we're in good shape now. Let's check on the base. Okay, we're still upgrading our farm. We should probably kick off one of these actions too. I think we've got a fair number of those weapon parts dealies sticking around in our supply locker. Oh, Zion Penumbra, we have actually had that idea before of giving you the ability to summon a follower from your community screen instead of only being able to do it in person by tracking the person down, because it would certainly help you target the person you want, and like you were saying, you could do it at an outpost. You wouldn't only be able to do it from home. Yeah, I think that could be a really great addition to the game. It's on a list somewhere. You know, the question is just where it falls on our priority list. Hello. Oh, Sans Reason, thank you for saying such a nice thing about our storytelling. It's the storytelling of State of Decay 2 is one of the parts of the game where, I don't know, we had really big ambitions when we were first getting started, and we didn't realize a lot of the ambitions that we wanted to. You know, we got some things functional, but we had these sort of like wild-eyed visions of how amazing the procedural storytelling was going to be in State of Decay 2, and you know, in a lot of ways, it didn't go the way that we hoped. And so, whenever somebody does respond to it, it's like relieving a little bit, because all I can see is the missed opportunities and the ambitions we fell short of. Yeah, let's clear out a new base for you.
Okay, great.
That sounds great.
Be careful. We need you back after this.
The former Army outpost. All the way down. Wait, no, that's not them. Where are we going? Oh, right there. Oh, right. This Army outpost. This is where you meet Eric Tan in the original State of Decay. Which is why it's called the former Army outpost, even though it just looks like, I think, a house. It's specifically because we wanted to sort of make a little nod to the memory of Eric Tan.
I've almost arrived.
Be careful. We need you back after this.
Oh,
Will do.
nope, come here.
Not so fast now. Well, that's taken care of.
I owe you one.
No problem.
Oh, they live here now. Because I drove a car up and knocked a zombie off my door. So I guess they're going to start walking here from their original base. I wonder if I can find them. They'll probably take a pretty direct route. They are video game NPCs after all. Oh, there they are. See them? Yeah, gang up on that zombie. Yes! Kick that wheelbarrow. Don't mind me. I'm just watching you. Just shining a light for you. You know, you can get in the car, guys. I've got a ride right here. Hey. Hey, everybody. What you doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't honk and attract zombies. All right, now what am I gonna do? I guess I got some food. This is partly searched. You know, let's come over here and like finish searching this area on our way home, and then let's just head home, drop off our stuff. And you know what? My supply locker needs a nice weed. So why don't we weed my supply locker? Because that's what you all come here for, is to watch me organize things. I have been thinking I probably need to do slightly shorter sessions, just because these, you know, the hour-long videos I often do are probably a little long for some folks to want to sit through. And, you know, I don't want to, like, there's something kind of, I don't know, intimidating and frustrating sometimes about wanting to watch a video but finding out it's longer than you really have time to devote to it. And so, I don't know, I think that maybe if I did this in shorter segments, there's some folks who might enjoy it more. So your average Twitch user 06 wants to know, when making the AI for State of Decay 2, what was it like? For me, it was like talking to a programmer and saying, hey, I guess we need some AI, and the programmer's like, that's cool, I'll handle it. So
I could use a little help if anybody's listening.
that's about how it went. So I don't. There's definitely better people to talk to than me about how designing the AI for State of Decay 2 went. Though it depends on what you mean by the AI, because I think there's, you know, there's a lot of like character behavior stuff that was done by a designer, not by a programmer. Basically, you know, usually what we try to do is the programmers will, some of the really complicated stuff that has to perform really well, coders will definitely always take care of themselves, and trying to give it to a designer is a fool's errand, because the kinds of settings where non-coder designers like me can operate,
That's it for this place, I guess.
it's never as efficient, it's never as performant, and you only want to give, you know, like, you definitely want to give a fair amount of the work, if you can, to the unskilled labor, namely the designers, because it's a more efficient way to run a game, to run sort of the logistics of
No
a game
more
developer.
I'm calling that a win.
If you have to grab your most expensive
Some
employees
good stuff here.
and make them bottlenecks for every single thing you're trying to implement, that's just a really, and your most expensive employees are your coders. That's just not very efficient. It's not a good use of resources, and so it's better. And also, I mean, there's a lot of like time that you spend if you have to go back and forth between two people to implement something. Like if every time I, as a designer, want to think that I need to make a change to a game mechanic, I always have to go to a programmer to make the change, and then they do a version of it, and they bring it back to me.
I've looted this place.
And then I look at it, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, this wasn't quite right, and we need to do this and that, and then I have to go back to them again. That can be really, really obnoxious for everyone. You know, especially if it was possible for them to just give me a tool that lets me do all that iteration all by myself without bothering them. And so a lot of them, when possible,
I can't imagine being anywhere else.
you do try to
I owe
give
you one.
the as much of the work as you can to the designers. But there's a lot of parts of the game, like, for instance, AI, which can be very expensive for the CPU,
This might take some
depending on
effort.
how it's done. You don't want to just
I hope nothing heard that.
give that to a designer. You want
It's Lily.
somebody
Did
who
I
can...
just hear that you
Okay,
moved back to our old church?
let's let Lily talk, I guess, for a second. Oh, gosh!
Good place to be, all things considered.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. But like our friend on the radio is always telling us, keep the faith.
I will, Ray. I promise.
I didn't want to be talking while Lily was, you know, coming to terms with the incoming death of her friend. So, anyway. But yeah, so, you know, stuff that's done in code always runs better than stuff that's done scripted. And so you definitely, you know, in scripting, so you definitely want your coders to be doing a lot. But when you can hand something, like, for instance, the trait system is done in a tool that I can, you know, I can change a trait to make it do whatever I want whenever I want. I don't need to consult with a programmer unless I'm trying to make a trait do something entirely new that it has never done before. Like, for instance, when I wanted to make a skill increase your ammo stacks, that was a tool I didn't have yet. So I needed help from a programmer to give me that tool. But once they gave it to me, I now have a tool. If I wanted to make any trait or skill or facility action or whatever increase your ammo stack size, I totally could. Now that I've got the tool, I can do it. So over time, the game becomes more and more that way. Like, we try to structure it so that the programmers are not just having to implement every single little thing, but they're giving my team tools that lets us build whatever we want to build. And that frees them up to move on to more interesting and more critical tasks. So anyway, so AI is in one of those categories where you don't want a designer to do it. You want a programmer to do it. It'll be much more performant that way. But that also means that designers, give up a certain amount of control, to the experts. We're not
Coast is clear.
implementing every little piece of it
I'm
ourselves.
done searching this place.
And that means we have to, need to find programmers who have a good design sense themselves. And because being good at game design, that's not only strictly the purview of people whose formal title is game designer. There's a lot of people in other disciplines who are also good at design. And you want to find people who are nice hybrids. People like, say, Eric Anderson, who is both a skilled coder and has a great design sense. And then you kind of trust him with a lot of stuff. You don't just, as a designer, I don't just sit there and meddle all the time in what Eric's doing, because he himself has got a really good sense of what this franchise needs. And it's, we're always going to get, a better result if the person who's implementing something has got a lot of personal investment in it and is making their own decisions and doing things their way. And so that's what we do with, folks like Eric, folks like Zoe McClatchy, for instance, is another coder who's got a really good design sense. And, we let her kind of figure out how to do things the way she wants to do them. And I don't sit there hovering over her shoulder telling her what to do, because that's just not the relationship that the design and code disciplines have at Undead Labs. We don't have. There's some studios where designers, just by the nature of their discipline, have authority over the other disciplines, and that's not how it works here. We really try to make sure that all of the disciplines are able to Haven device. Are able to, contribute creatively to what's going on. The role of a designer is not to make all the decisions or have all of the good ideas. The role of a designer is to, synthesize all the good ideas into a coherent whole. And we can get our ideas from anywhere. Anyone on the team might have the answer to a problem we're trying to solve. And then it's, the details about how everything fits together. That's what is, the role of the designer to figure out.
Home at last.
So Cog says, so you could just say, hey, programmer, we need AI to drive around? Yeah, I tried that in 2016, and they said, okay, we can do that if you want no other features. Because that will take all of our time and resources to work out all of the details and all of the problems involved in getting AI to drive cars around and not have it be a disaster. So I was like, oh, okay. And so as a designer, I agreed. That what we wanted was to have other features instead of having NPCs drive around. But yes, if we had decided that was a priority, it would have been fire and forget. I would have been like, okay, yes, give us that, please. And the AI programmer would have solved that problem without very much input from me, except just giving them my reactions as someone playing the game. Because I don't have enough. I don't have enough expertise in that area, and I know that I don't. I know that I'm not going to be the best one to make those calls, and so I'll find someone that I trust, and I'll make sure that they have the authority to make those changes. And I'll sit back. I'll give them feedback. I'll definitely be there as a sounding board, but I'm not going to be getting into the details trying to tell them how to do their jobs. There's people who are experts in AI programming who spent their careers thinking about it, how to do it right. And what am I going to contribute to that aside from just feedback as an audience member? Oh, Malator asks, why is there an option to turn off the weird zombies? That was because when we released the Independence Pack, right alongside, I think it was just barely right after the original State of Decay, it came with, when you had it, it came with Revolutionary War cosplay zombies. And there were some players who were pissed off I mean, I can't explain how irrationally angry some players were that we had put zombies in costumes in the game. They were so mad that we had ruined their zombie apocalypse. And so in a future update, we were like, okay, whoa. And we were like, it's one of those things where like, you say something that you think is innocuous at a party, and someone reacts with, and they just absolutely take offense at what you said, and you're just like, and you just start backpedaling as hard as you can. Like, okay, I'm just gonna back away slowly. I don't know why you're upset at me, but I don't care. I just want this social situation to end. And you just say and do whatever it takes to make them stop. That was kind of our reaction. We're like, oh, you hate them that much. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. And we put the turned off weird zombies setting in the settings. So you're like, okay, if you, fine. I don't understand why you have a problem with zombies that are dressed as clowns and Revolutionary War cosplayers, but if you feel that strongly about it, okay.
I can now confirm
Okay.
that the rumors of a safe zone outside of Spokane are 100% false. And don't even ask me about Missoula.
All right, so I came home and I was going to start weeding through my supply locker because this is something that I think not enough people do. You just got to get rid of all the stuff you don't need. Look how many machetes I have. Look how many hatchets, Bowie machetes, cutting machine blades. This is ridiculous. I don't need any of this stuff. In fact, the stuff that I tend to get duplicates of, I should get rid of all of it, anticipating that I'll eventually get a duplicate of it anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, so let's just start killing these while I read the chat. Oh no, mysterious broadcast went away. 5 Bowls of Ramen says, big thanks to the crew that fixes the fences, signs, etc. I take out due to my reckless driving around the map. Keep up the good work. Yeah, so during State of Decay 1 on the stream, Brant and I started joking that there was actually an unsung character named Cletus who was running around and doing exactly that. It was one guy who just really took responsibility for making sure that the signage in Trumbull Valley was always restored. Don't love the big old shovel. I just want all the parts. That's really what I'm going for here. I just want every possible part. Sledgehammer. Apparently I've got 3 sledgehammers, which means I don't need any of them. Caveman Club, that's important. Cleo Longblade, I like that. That's boring. Your average Twix user wants to know what weird zombie ideas have we seen on the wish list. I know people have suggested specific zombies. I can't for the life of me remember which ones. So, sorry. Okay, so we've got... This one's got a lot of capacity. These are just 2 similar 9mm guns. These are just 2 very similar guns. This is actually one reason why we might need to slow down a little bit. Okay, so this one is less durable. We might need to slow down a little bit with adding guns to the game just because we've added so many. I realize there are some players out there for whom you can never make enough guns that they're satisfied with how diverse your gun list is. I recognize that as a situation that I am in. But I don't know. Yeah, I've already got a civilian vector carbine. I just need another one. At some point, like, just the differentiation between the fact that, you know, each gun has to take up a dedicated slot in your supply locker. Rager's AR-50. These are all good. Sawed off. Yeah. Who needs bolt scouts? Anyway, the fact that they all stack up this way, and that I have to prune this in order to make it even mildly navigable. I've already got a spyglass rifle. Do I really need a Arctic? Oh, Warrior. There we go. Oh! I had it in my head that Arctic Warrior was 50 cal. It's not. It's 7.62. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, well, I definitely don't need it then. Okay, I feel like this is still too many guns. So we've got the Piranha, which is 45. I've only got the 2 45s. No, we got 3 45s. One's a revolver. It's two 44s. One of them's King Vulture, the other one's RTX Rampart. Yeah, those are... Yeah, maybe we're good. This is... It's a sidearm, and that makes it especially valuable. The Osprey is just rare. I guess I don't need this Scar H, but I like Scar H's. Oh, we're probably fine. I guess we're good. We've got a lot of parts now, so maybe I need to just quit worrying about it. Also, maybe I need to upgrade my farm again. Yes! That's what all those materials are for, so I can upgrade my farm one more time. Tectonic wants to know, does having too much stuff in the locker slow the game down or cause lag in single player? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with, like, moment-to-moment performance. I think that it probably... In fact, I get the impression that we might even be, like, streaming in some of these icons. Like, sometimes they have trouble appearing in a timely manner, so I think they might not even be... They might not even be in memory all the time. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't think it has an effect there. It just... The main thing that it does is it makes it more inconvenient for players to navigate, which is, you know, that's a cost of its own. Cog says that having too many facility mods slows down the base screen. Now, by too many facility mods, do you mean that you were exploiting the game by adding more mods than you're actually allowed to add? Because I wouldn't be surprised in that case. Oh, so OG Jalafawa says that actually, apparently it used to. Having too much stuff in the supply locker used to affect performance and apparently does not anymore. He would be more aware of that than me because he would have gotten the reports and he would have followed the bugs. So listen to him over me on stuff like that. I wasn't aware of that, so cool. Good to know. Oh, Gaming-Wise asked, where do I report bugs? And Raneth Court already answered him, but I should say it out loud too. support.stateofdecay.com. You go there, you lodge a ticket, and that goes to Joe Swarner, the other host of the State of Decay 2 stream. And so he's the one who manages that as our consumer advocate. And so, you know, particularly if you've got a well-documented sort of bug that is hard to find, we'll be incredibly grateful. Just, you know, if you've got pictures or video of something going terribly wrong that might be difficult for us to find, it'll make us very, very happy to get that bug report from you. So there you go. It's Liam. I have no idea what could cause a random community member of yours to just die out of the blue. That's strange. I'm sorry to hear that. So I'm coming to the end of what I wanted to spend time on today. My character's tired anyway. So let's look at our food situation, though. So our survivors are eating -12 a day. The farm is putting out +3 and is about to be putting out more. We've got Amukpe providing 1, and we've got a food outpost providing 2. But we're upgrading the farm right now, and I'm getting closer to being able to upgrade the food outpost. I'm not quite there yet. I need 2,000. I've got 1610. So next session, I should probably stay on my quest to get more food. That will probably involve letting this farm upgrade finish and then kicking in Tresi Huerta's new fertilizer, which should really bump up my production over here, and then using some influence to bump up this outpost. And at that point, I might even be turning a profit. I'm not sure. Final question from your average Twitch user. He wants to know what goes into adding freaks to the game. So each freak is made out of several things. They've got a character model, which somebody has to, we have to draw concept art for it. Somebody has to model that character out, which can be, we want these characters to be kind of hero characters in the game, and so we really want them to stand out. And then the model has to be rigged by a tech artist, which means they go in and they sort of put together the bones, the skeleton of the model, and it kind of is shaped a little bit like a real skeleton. I mean, it's sort of the bits that you pick up and move that move the rest of the model and turn it into sort of a puppet that animators can use. And that's actually a more complicated process than it sounds like, because you have to decide each vertex on the outside of the model has to be weighted a certain way so that when this bone moves, it moves this much, and when this other bone moves, it also moves this much. It's how you make something feel flexible and squishy. Is that you have each of the vertices that sort of make up the model on the outside. It knows how much to flex and move as the bones move. And so that's getting that right is actually a very complicated and skill-demanding procedure. And then it's handed off to an animator. An animator has to come up with, how the character moves. But that has to be informed by our plans for how the character behaves. And so we have to figure out, well, what does this character do? Do they, run around, jump up on marked up terrain and leap at you like a feral? Do they trudge around and barely fit anywhere like a juggernaut? Do they move really slowly and then scream periodically, for instance? Those are all very different behaviors. And so we have to plan out what those behaviors are and start working on those. And an animator can sort of take those plans and create animations to sort of they'll usually start with sort of some early like sketchy animations that are not perfectly refined, just to get all of the behaviors out there so we can start seeing the character in action. And whoever scripts their AI and their behaviors, which could be a designer, especially when you're doing sort of just the basic behaviors of how each decision that it makes plays out in its animations. And then you'll often have a programmer working on the AI, the actual AI decision making. But who knows? There's lots of different ways to do it. That's not the point. The point is we're working on their AI and behaviors, and using the animation we've got. And there'll be this constant back and forth between the people making the behaviors and the people building the animations. And a lot of times you'll discover a lot of animations you didn't realize you need until you saw the character in action and realized this behavior is kind of janky, this doesn't quite fit together, we need another animation to bridge that gap. Or you'll come up with, this character's behaviors are not that interesting, we need another behavior that we have not planned yet. So there's a lot of back and forth between the animators and the behavior folks, but once that's in, then you have a character. So it's a long and elaborate process. It involves a lot of different people and a lot of different expertises, which is why we can't just lightly decide to add a new freak to the game. I mean, getting all of the freaks done, it took the entire development period of State of Decay 2 to get all of those folks ready. So anyway, there's the answer to your question, average Twitch user, from my perspective anyway. People who belong to all of those disciplines could probably answer your question in a lot more detail than I can. I'm the one who sort of stands back from the process and, I'll lob suggestions in here and there, but I'm not deeply involved with what goes on there day to day. Ooh. Hey, nice, whoa, nice bullet tracers. Whoa. What was that? Was that a ricochet, or was this guy shooting down here for some reason? What was that about? I'm just killing time. We should wrap up this episode. So, anyway, if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I'll stick a subscribe button right there. I'll also put links to other videos over here, including the next State of Decay 2 video, which will be right there. So you can click on that. That's the one I'm going to make tomorrow morning. For now, those watching me live are going to move on to check out a different game.